Hello and welcome to Storytime at 9. Happy Kumar Purnima. Those of you who are in Orissa, most of you are from Orissa, I know that. Happy Kumar Purnima and happy Lakshmi Puja. We have so many festivals in India, and particularly in Orissa, you might have heard of the saying, Bara Masa Tera Parva. It's like we have a festival always. And today we are traveling to a land, like one state of Mexico, which we are traveling to, and where our storyteller Victor has a base in Oaxaca. Also, he says, has a festival always. But there's so much similarities between Mexico and Orissa that I feel that Victor is like a long lost brother. But we'll talk more about that later. When this program started, and you saw some of the pictures of storytelling at the Bakul Library in Bhubaneswar, in Satyanagar in Bhubaneswar. So we started storytelling from around the world to give multicultural exposure to children with volunteers who were visiting Bhubaneswar. And we got them to tell stories and to give children here a cultural exposure. So when the library is closed and we wanted to, bring storytelling to children, we thought we'll reach out to those volunteers. But then, seeing many of you turn up in huge numbers to listen to the stories, we tried to take our storytelling to another level by reaching out to the best storytellers from each country. And thanks to some of the wonderful storytellers themselves who reached out to others, we were able to reach out to the finest storytellers from different countries. But then when I connected with Victor, I told him, I'm very sad that we have very few storytellers from Latin America, the entire of South America and a good part of North America, and we don't have many storytellers. So it's like, we have that Hindi film, Karan Arjun, where the saying comes, Aayenge, Zarur Aayenge, Tumhare Karan Arjun Aayenge, and actually Arjun came. You see his name, it spells as Victor Arjona. In Spanish, Victor tells me they pronounce it Arjona, but it came actually from Persian, from Sanskrit, from Arjun only. So Arjun came to our rescue. And let me tell you one thing, that many of the storytellers from Latin America that we'll be getting now are all coming thanks to Victor. He has taken it as his mission that he has to help this project by getting all of you exposed to more and more countries from Latin America with their finest storytellers. And not only that, Victor has another significant contribution to our project. As I said, we first started out, those of you who've seen Storytime at 9 in August when we started, we had volunteers, and then we had professional storytellers, the best of them. But with Victor, then it has come to another level by becoming embedded in a cultural experience that is unique and that is particularly festive to that country. Like today, along with Kumar Purnima and Lakshmi Puja, we are celebrating the Dead Puja. Sorry, Victor, it's like, calling Puja, which is what I see you doing. So the Day of the Dead festival. So now we are going to celebrate that there. And that is increasingly what is going to happen in subsequent sessions of Storytime at 9, that most of the sessions are now curated around the richest festival locally. So that is an amazing experience that I'm really happy that we are able to get. And thanks to Victor for the idea, and thanks to Victor for making these connections. Now, talking about Mexico and India, as I said, there are so many cultural similarities. I don't want to tell more because Victor is going to show that. And when you see, you'll feel, wow, there's so much of a connect between our cultures. In fact, I don't know how many of you have heard of the famous poet Octavio Paz, who was a famous Mexican poet. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature as well. Now, he had been, this book is from him on poets and poetry. Octavio Paz, this book at the library. Now, he had said, when he was in India, he has a wonderful book called In Light of India. I didn't get it right now. He said that everything that I saw in India was the re-emergence of forgotten pictures of Mexico. It reminded so much of Mexico, whatever he saw in India. So that's the kind of connection that we have had. But on that note, let me just remind you that now, along with, as all of you know, every Saturday we travel to a country with one of the finest storytellers who introduces the country along with telling us stories. Sunday we have Robibar Gopabar, in which we tell stories in Odia, same time, 9 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, like Storytime at 9. But on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, we have started a new series called Bakul Talks, where we are talking about the newly announced Nobel Prizes. The Nobel Prizes for literature, physics, chemistry, medicine, peace, and they've all been announced, and economics, and we don't know much about them. So every Tuesday, not at 9 p.m., no, at 7 p.m., we are live on Facebook, YouTube, but not Twitter, on Instagram as well, where we'll talk about, and this Tuesday, we'll talk about the Physics Nobel Prize on the black holes and other discoveries which won the prize this time. So this is happening every Tuesday, and I hope all of you will join on Tuesday as well, particularly the older children, not the very young, because that may be difficult for you. And along with that, I just want to update you on another campaign that we have been sharing about. I had shared earlier that all of us are able to see this program, participate in these online storytellings because we have a digital device at home, whether it's a laptop or a smartphone. But more than 50% children in India do not have a smartphone, and they are unable to attend the classes, the online classes that are happening because the schools are closed. That is the only way. And we started a campaign where we, requested all of you to contribute old smartphones or to contribute financially to help us buy a new smartphone. I'll just tell you, there has been finally some progress. I just want to update you on that. Can we just look at the images? So some people have already donated used smartphones, but along with that, the Wisdom Tree Global School in Bhubaneswar, they donated us a set of 10 new smartphones. Next. Yeah, next. And yesterday we gave away the first set of these phones. So there's Madhurmaya Ashram in Bhubaneswar, where children whose parents are in prison, whose parents are convicts and they're in prison, those children stay there. And there are more than 50 children, and they had only 3 smartphones for their classes, for all the children. So we have given a set of, not all the children are there right now, some have gone home. But then we gave away 6 smartphones. Next. Yesterday, we have identified more children so that is, you see them listening to our storytelling sessions, the children listening to it. Next. So that was the first such that we gave away. Over this week, we'll be giving away more phones, and there are more phones that have been promised to us. If any of you would like to contribute to this campaign, you can still contribute. Please visit giving.bakul.org. Giving.bakul.org. So if you go to this site, you will get the link to contribute financially, as well as the address if you want to send an old smartphone. So that's it about the campaigns for now. Once again, I would like to remind you that if you like these sessions, if you love the storytelling that you're seeing here, then please like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share this video and comment, so that the storytellers know that you are enjoying it. So that's all in terms of the updates. I'm sorry to have taken time, but I wanted to update you because many of you have contributed to the smartphones. So now we go straight to Mexico to be a part of the Day of the Dead Festival. Hola, Victor. Buenas noches.
Supercanda, India. Suprabaja, México. Namaskara. Danjabat.
How cool is that? Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm pretty excited about this session. And right now it's 9:40 a.m. in Mexico City. So that's why I said Subrabata, Mexico. Let me introduce myself. I'm Victor Arjona from Mexico. I know in English it said Mexico, but I'm from Mexico, not Mexico. So I'm Victor Arjona, storyteller from Mexico. I live in Mexico City and also at Oaxaca City. After today's stories, I'll be talking about those places, so don't you worry. I have been telling stories since 2001. Even though I really enjoyed performing for all ages, I started telling stories only for adults. In 2001, there was a storytelling forum in a cafeteria where every Tuesday at 9 p.m., people could hear stories. There I discovered storytelling, and suddenly I was sharing a story, and I was talking to the organizer to let me share a story. So I really enjoyed the feeling of being watched by all the audience, and I saw the audience was hypnotized by the spoken word. So I just wanted to continue my way on storytelling. So I took my first workshop with a great teller who passed away some time ago, 10 years ago. Actually, he is in the offering. I will explain you later the offering. And anyway, at that time, I was terrible storyteller. I can tell you that. But I improved pretty well, pretty fast, as I was telling stories 5 times every week. So, in 2002, I was invited to tell stories for children, for a whole school. Imagine that. I was just telling for adults, and suddenly I was invited by a school to tell stories to children. So I was not sure about it. But as my repertoire had a lot of folk tales, I discovered I could enjoy telling for kids too. So in 2003, with Ángel del Pilar, she is my wife, we founded Cuentos Grandes para calcetines pequeños. That means big stories for small socks. That's the name of our cultural company. In our cultural association, we have a lot of projects around storytelling, of course. We have a festival at Oaxaca dedicated for children. It's a very special festival in Mexico. Well, this is a quick introduction about myself, but let's start telling stories. Today, I would like to share with you one of the most beloved festivities in Mexico, Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead. And it's not a scary festivity. It's a celebration to remember our beloved ones who have passed away. So, on many places in Mexico, mostly in the center and south of the country, we celebrate Dia de Muertos on November the 1st and the 2nd. But in some places, they have this celebration all November long. Dia de Muertos was born thanks to the mixture of the pre-Hispanic tradition and the custom from the Spaniards 500 years ago. Dia de Muertos is celebrated mostly in Central and South Mexico because before the Spaniards came to America, it was a festivity linked to the harvest time. In northern Mexico, people were more hunters than farmers. But nowadays, this is not an impediment to celebrate Dia de Muertos throughout the country. Nowadays, we set La Ofrenda, which you are looking at there right now. La Ofrenda must have the 4 elements of life in it. Water, represented by water itself. Fire, represented by lighted candles. Earth, represented by food. And obviously, it's the food that our beloved ones enjoyed when they were alive. And wind, represented by incense and papel picado, chopped paper. This bread there, you can see it, is called pan de muertos, the bread of the dead. It's delicious. It's my favorite bread. Anyway, also we have some mezcal over there, an alcoholic beverage produced in Oaxaca. You must set alcoholic beverages in, as La Ofrenda too, as is for grown-up people. So, as the mezcal also represents water. Over here we have sugar skulls in the center of the ofrenda. We have sculptured those skulls, and we have written bakul in one and sujit in the other one. That's because we are supposed to put sugar skulls with the name of our living friends. At the end, you can eat those skulls. Actually, you are supposed to eat those skulls. So they are delicious. They are so tasty. As you can see, la ofrenda is so colorful. But to set everything in place, let me share you a story about people dedicated to celebrate their beloved ones who have passed away. Long time ago, at the beginning of time, God created everything. Everything, I mean, land, the sky, the wind, the oceans, the plants, the trees, the flowers, the insects, the animals. And God created first man and first woman. He was so excited that God started to give gifts to any being in the earth. So for flowers, he gave the gift of beauty. To animals, they gave speed, strength, a lot of really amazing gifts. But for first man and first woman, he gave them awareness. And they were very aware that this world was huge, was beautiful. So they wanted to explore it. And they just walk away looking at everywhere God has created. And after the gifts, God was thinking about something very special. He just came with a huge box full of clocks, very tiny little clocks. And those clocks were supposed to measure the amount of time we were supposed to live in this realm. So God started to install these clocks to every being in the creation. But he forgot about first man and first woman, since they have been walking around all the world watching everything. So God forgot about that. It was okay. But in a blink of an eye, first man and first woman have populated the earth because they were very aware about love. And people were all around the planet. And there were too many people and they were immortal. And when God saw that in earth there were a lot of people, he was concerned that, oh my God, oh myself, what I have done. And he realized that he had forgotten to install that tiny little clock in first man and first woman. So he has a great idea. He just summoned an angel. This angel was called La Flaca. La Flaca was a very humble angel. And God said, okay, La Flaca, I will change your name. From now on, you will be called La Muerte, death. And your new job will be to watch every single human being and take their lives away. And right now, you are supposed to take half the lives away. You must summon them to me because there are too many people down there. And La Muerte, death, took this hourglass that God himself gave to her. This hourglass, this sun timer, was going to be for measuring life for every human being in the earth. So that came back, well, it came down here to this realm, and he went to every single town in earth, and he was talking to every single human saying, you are chosen, you are chosen, you are chosen, you are chosen. But people were chosen for what? You will follow me. You are not going to be in this realm anymore. You are supposed to go up to heaven to be in God's presence. So people started to weep, to cry. They were like very sad because they were enjoying this life too much. And death, La Muerte, was a very humble angel. And he saw this sorrow everywhere. And he said, okay, let's make a deal. I will give you some extra time. I will give you 1 week. You will enjoy life for 1 more week. Say goodbye to everybody, enjoy life. But after this week is gone, you must come with me. You must follow me up to heaven. And La Muerte, death, she went away. People in this realm started to realize that life was such a gift, So they started to hug each other, to share meals, to tell stories, to spend time with the ones that were supposed to stay in life. And suddenly, I don't know if it was the elder guys or the youngest, but somebody suggested, let's make a final party. Let's have this huge celebration to say goodbye to our beloved ones. So everybody can enjoy this celebration. And they started to set everything, flowers, food, beverages, mezcal, of course. And everybody was ready for this celebration. Everything was set. And the last day, they started to celebrate pretty early. Musicians were singing, people were dancing. And at the afternoon, when death, la muerte, came to this celebration, she could saw everybody so happy. And she saw herself like dressing so humble. She was thinking, I need to dress up for this celebration. So she went back. She took these amazing clothes, this huge hat. She put some flowers in the top of this hat. And now she was dressed up. And she was in the celebration. As some people saw her, she was so beautiful. They invited La Muerte to the celebration. They were dancing, they were laughing, they were making toasts, drinking, sharing the meal. It was so fun that the day was going on, the night was over, and the new sun was rising. When the rooster sang, Death realized that time was up, and she said, okay, I'm sorry, time is up. Your time has come. Follow me. All the chosen one must be following me to up heaven. So people, again, they were all sad. But Death, I told you, it was a very humble angel, and as watching this, she said, okay, let's make a second deal. I cannot give you more time. I'm sorry. Your time is up. But this is gonna be the deal. If you, the people that will stay in this realm, promise me to make this celebration again, next year I will let the chosen one, the ones that are gonna be dead, to come to this realm to be celebrating with you. You must honor your word. Every year, if you do this celebration, I will let dead people come down to celebrate with you guys. And I'll be here also celebrating with you because I have enjoyed this party so much that it's so colorful, it's so a happy party. I'll be with you. That's my promise, that's my compromise, and that's the deal. And you know, here in Mexico, we haven't forgotten. Any single year, we have forgotten to do this celebration. Every single year, we set la ofrenda, the offering, because we are celebrating our beloved ones who have passed away. And we have learned two things. First of all, for living people, the ones that were in this realm, we die every single day that we have. If we do something with hate, with anger, we die a little bit. But if we celebrate with love, we are more alive. And the second thing we have learned is that people who have passed away don't die. No, because we're remembering them. People die when we forgot them. People die when they fall in oblivion. For my second story, I will share this. It's a story written by French people. There is a storyteller who lives in Mexico. She is Caroline Mantois. Caroline Mantois was born in France. And when she came to Mexico, she was enjoying Mexico so much that she stayed in this country. And we're very good friends. And Caroline Mantois suddenly, she was watching everything we were working. Actually, Cuentos Grandes para calcetines pequeños, it's also publishing house. We have published some books. And she pointed us to this amazing story that two French guys were writing about Dia de Muertos. So we decided to talk to these French guys, and we have the rights to publish and to sell this book in Mexico in Spanish. And I will tell you this story. It's called Buenos Días, Doña Muerte. The original title is Bonjour, Madame la Mort. Good morning, death. And it started so long. Once upon a time, there was an old lady living in a farm in any place in Mexico. This lady was so old. She was 99 years old. And this lady was living in this farm all by herself. She was alone. And she was very tired. She was very bored. And she used to spend every single day sleeping in her rocking chair. So one night, the sky was falling down. It was a huge storm. Outside, it was like raining cats and dogs. It was bucketing down. It was a terrible storm. But this lady was slept. And suddenly, outside, you could hear, pa, 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 pa. Somebody was knocking, not knocking the door, hitting the door. Pa, 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 pa. And the old lady woke up. She was walking to the door and she asked, "Who is it?" And in the other side of the door, outside, there was this voice called, "I myself, dead, la muerte, I'm dead." And the old lady said, "Who? Dad? My dad? No, my dad has passed away so long time ago." And la muerte said, "Hey, stop joking. Stop monkey business. I'm dead. Open the door." And the old lady opened the door and she could see how was the raining falling and this shadow there. She couldn't see quite right. And so there was like there pretty seriously and said, "Hey, old lady, you must come with me. It's time for you to come with me. Let's go." And the old lady said, "Are you crazy? It's raining. I don't want to go outside. We're going to get the flu. You must come inside. If you are not coming inside, you will get dead. You will get sick and you will die. Come on, come on, come on." So la muerte, death, was confused because of that. And she was, but old lady, granny, you must be dead by now." "No, I'm not deaf. I'm very old." "Well, yeah, a little bit deaf, but come on inside, come on inside. You are, look at you. You are all wet. You are soaking wet. Give me your clothes. I will wash them. And take a shower. Go, go, go." So this old lady was washing the clothes of the dead. And dead was taking this shower. He was feeling like all the fatigue was going away with the water. And when she was done with the shower, she saw that the old lady has prepared a bedroom. The bed was there, the pajama, and even a hot cup of tea. And as she drank the cup of tea, death was exhausted. And she was sleeping for 3 whole days. At the 4th day, when death woke up, she could see how this old lady was working in the farm, cleaning everything, setting everything in place, making breakfast. And when the old lady saw death was woke up, she said, "Okay, come on, wake up, stand up, dress up, because this is a farm and we need to work in this place." So death started to work in that farm, and she was pretty good learning these activities. And she was pretty good milking the cow, as the old lady suddenly found the size of death. With this side pretty sharp, she was cutting the grass, cutting maize, cutting everything. And every single afternoon, they spent time drinking some mezcal. And as they were toasting, drinking mezcal, sharing this moment, Dad started to tell stories from all around the world, because Dad is a very good storyteller, I can tell you. But there was this special day where Dad was muted. She was not drinking, she was not talking, she was not sharing anything. And the old lady saw that, and the old lady asked Dad, "Hey, why are you so like this, so sad, so far away?" And Dad said, I need to go. I'm really having a great time in here. I really enjoy your company. I really enjoy having this friend, because you are my best friend, But I need to go. People is waiting for me. I cannot stay here anymore because I have work to do. And the old lady saw that, and she said, "But if you go away, I will be alone. And I feel very alive. Since you have come here, I feel very alive. So if you go away, I will go with you." And that was, "But if you come with me, you will be," "Shh," said the old lady. "Not a single word. I will ask you for something. Just wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow is my birthday. I'll be 100 years old, and I want to celebrate with you." And that was it. That was the last night they spent together, because the day after, they were like very happy. Dad woke up pretty early. She was cooking everything. She was preparing everything. She has cleaned all the house. She has milked the cow. She has prepared everything to start cooking a birthday cake. And when the old lady was watching at the kitchen, watching everything Dad was working on, she asked, "What are you doing?" "I'm cooking your birthday cake. Today is your birthday and we must celebrate." And the old lady saw the cake and she said, "That cake is very small. We cannot set 100 candles in that cake. But don't you worry, I have an idea." So the old lady went to the room where there were a lot of old things, and she just grabbed this huge box. And from that box, she started to get some candles. And she started to set every single candle, 100 candles, all over the house, in the table, in the chairs, in the windows, beside the bed. Everywhere there were a lot of candles. And in the afternoon, the old lady started to light every single candle of those 100 candles. By night, the house was full of light. And Dad saw this beautiful scenario. She was so happy, and she forgot about the cake. And when she came with the cake, she started to sing Las Mañanitas, the song in Mexico we sing to celebrate birthdays. Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David. The old lady was so happy with the cake, and Dad said, "I have forgotten. There you have a gift." And the old lady saw this box with the wrapping and everything, and she said, "Oh, no, why? I'm very old. I don't need any gifts anymore. Please open it." And when the old lady opened the box, she saw this amazing dress. It was a beautiful dress. So Dad was, "Try it. Come on, try it." And the old lady just dressed up with this beautiful dress. And she remembered there was a hat. It was her mom's hat. So she put the hat, and she remembered this pearl necklace from her granny. So she put the necklace, the hat, the dress. She was so beautiful that Dad herself couldn't resist. She took his cell phone and she took a selfie. And after that, Dad took an accordion and she started to sing, as she was a great musician, because she has been all over the world and she knows a lot of things. Tarantella from Italy, la chanson française from Mexico, music ranchera from Colombia, vallenato. They were like dancing and singing and laughing and having so great time. And suddenly the rise was coming up, the sun was rising, and the rooster sang. And Dad knew by the second time he has missing time. He was like, time is up, I'm sorry. But the old lady said, just wait, because I need to blow the candles. And she started to blow every single candle. 98, 99, but she was so exhausted. She couldn't blow away the last candle. She was falling asleep. And Dad just carried her best friend. Dad put the old lady in the bed. Dad gave a good night kiss to this old lady. And Dad herself blow down the last candle. Dad grabbed her stuff. She went outside of that farm. She closed the door of that farm and she reunited with her best friend. They were together forever and ever, enjoying the life in the other side of the world. Those are my two stories for today's session. Thank you so much, Sujit. Thank you so much, you guys, for hearing these stories about the Day of the Dead. So,
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Victor. I love the stories. And in a wonderful way, giving a context to the celebration also. So, friends, I'm sure you enjoyed the stories. As I said, please leave a comment showing your appreciation. Please like and subscribe to the page and share the video as you're seeing it. Now Victor is going to give the cultural exposure, tell us about the culture of Mexico and about the festival, more about the festival. So if you want your friends to see along with you, please share the video wherever. So Victor, a lot of children have been asking, wanting to know about the culture of Mexico, wanting to know why the Day of Dead is so special in Mexico. How is it different from Halloween and other things? So I think over to you once again.
Well, first of all, Halloween is a very different celebration. It's a very popular celebration in USA, and but it's pretty different because in USA they are more for terror, for horror, for scaring people. It's pretty different from us because Day of the Dead are for our beloved ones. So my grandfather, my grandmother, they are not here to visit this amazing offering to scare me. They are here to share with me something that is pretty precious. As you can see, the offering is very colorful, very nice, very warm. It has like these nice colors. So you cannot be afraid of that. Actually, our beloved ones are here to share love with us. So that's a pretty big difference. So, and obviously, as I have told you in the stories, you can see death as a person, a person that has a job to do. So it's like any single person. You can share food with death. It's like someone else. It's not something that you must be scared. I will talk a little bit about Mexico right now, and just let me. Okay, so Mexico is in the northern part of America. So I will be grabbing this guy. This is Mexico. It's a huge country, not as big as India, but it's kind of huge. And I was telling you at the beginning of the presentation, I live in both sides, Mexico City and Oaxaca City. So Mexico has a lot of landscapes. It has deserts, it has forests, it has beaches, and this one is the flag of Mexico. You know, in 2007, there was this contest for the new 7 wonders of the world. India was in the list of the winners with the Taj Mahal, but Mexico also was in the list of the winning with this pyramid, Chichen Itza. So there was a newspaper in Spain that was organizing for 2008 a new contest to find out what was the most beautiful flag in the world. And guess who was the winner? Mexican flag. In 2008, Mexican flag was pronounced the most beautiful flag from around the world. So there were some people that were not happy with that result, so they organized a second contest to find out the most beautiful anthem in the world. And the winner was La Marseillaise, the anthem for France. But the Mexican anthem was second place. Anyway, from later, there were a lot of contests after those. And every contest, there is a new winner. But for now, let's stay with our Mexican flag, because I think it's the most beautiful flag ever. I'm sorry. So here we can see this huge flag. In Mexico, we love huge flags, and the army every single day have honors to the flag. So yeah, this is Chichen Itza, one of the new 7 wonders of the world. As I was telling you, I live in Mexico City. This is the main center of Mexico City. There you can see the cathedral, and it was built by the Spaniards long time ago. And if you go from the very center of Mexico City, there is this place called Bellas Artes. This is a palace for all the performing arts in Mexico. And if you start walking besides Bellas Artes, there is a main street called Reforma. Mexico sometimes is well known by this statue, is the Independence Angel, El Ángel de la Independencia. So the Angel of Independence is like iconic. And if you go all the way straight in this main avenue called Reforma, you will get to this place. This is a very modern section of Mexico. And if you continue walking there, you will find this castle, the castle of Chapultepec. Chapultepec is a Nahuatl word from the Aztecs that means the mount of the grasshoppers. So this castle is amazing. It's an amazing place. It used to be the house of the governors in the colonial time. So it's an amazing place. Then it became the military school, the resident of some presidents, and now it's a museum, the National History Museum. And I'm mentioning this amazing place, this castle, not because it's wonderful, it's beautiful, it has amazing decorations, huge tables, and a carriage. I'm mentioning it because I live like 5 minutes away from that castle. From my window in the living room, I can see the castle right now. So I was mentioning Oaxaca. Oaxaca is the second place I live. There we have a huge project about storytelling. We hold the Storytelling for Children Festival every April at the end of April. In Mexico, we celebrate the Day of the Children. It's like a second Christmas. So we must celebrate telling stories to children. So I will ask Sujit to put the video that we have prepared about Oaxaca. There we are with the video. So So Oaxaca, it has everything. It's the most beautiful place on earth. That's for sure. There are a lot of amazing places to visit. Archaeological places, churches, cathedrals, ecotourism places, handcrafts workshops, beaches, restaurants. The list is long, but every single one of it is breathtaking. So you won't believe your eyes. Beaches in Oaxaca are famous for their waves, which are perfect for surfing. The best gastronomy in Mexico comes from Oaxaca. I'm sorry for my friend Ivan, because he thinks otherwise. Anyway, so yeah, the best ingredients are from Oaxaca. The best food is from Oaxaca, and there is this thing that I really love: is tortillas. The places obviously are amazing. You can see those cactuses there, and handcrafts are beautiful there. Alebrijes made of wood are very well known. Clay craft are amazing and are made in a traditional way. Of course, in Oaxaca, you will find music and dancing, ancient rituals and festivities. Festivities in Oaxaca are held all around the year: Christmas, New Year, religious celebration, Easter, and of course, Dia de Muertos. And we have also La Guelaguetza. It's the biggest celebration of. La Guelaguetza means to give. Oaxaca people is famous for giving and bringing help every time it's needed. That's the meaning of La Guelaguetza. So, in Oaxaca, I will share you some pictures of Oaxaca. We have this festival that I have been telling you. In Oaxaca, let me share this. There you go. In Oaxaca, we have this amazing festival with a lot of people. Children are invited. We are supposed to tell stories for children, and the best storytellers all around Mexico and from some parts of Latin America are summoned to tell stories to the audience in Oaxaca. It's funny because most of the people that are in the audience are adults, but adults are also children. So people really enjoy too much Oaxaca, the festivities, and the festival for storytelling. For us, it's amazing to have this festival because we like to share the stories, and people like to gather in the streets, museums, galleries. Even the TV channel for Oaxaca is present in every single event to broadcast the events all over Oaxaca state. And people really enjoy this festival. So you can see children are very happy every time we're telling stories. Of course, this year was not possible to do the festival, but we are getting very ready for the next year because we're going to have a huge celebration after COVID is done. So the tellers really enjoy, and even youngsters, and everybody is happy to have this festival. So let me talk a little bit about Mexico. As you can see in the pictures, we have different people. It's not like all the guys looks the same. We have a lot of different people in Oaxaca. It's pretty much the same as India, as you may see different cultures, different way of living. In Mexico, we have in Mexico, we have different people, different costumes, different clothes, different music, different food. There you can see Oaxaca, but also you can see the Rica people, Huicholes, Maya people, Tarahumara people, of course, Zapotec people. Those ladies are from Oaxaca. And of course, we have mariachis. I know Mexico is well known by mariachis and tequila. But for me, tequila is not that. Of course, Cancun, the most beautiful beach all around Mexico, the Mexican Caribbean. But for me, it's not tequila the best beverage. It's mezcal. And there you can see that mezcal, in that glass, there is a worm. Yeah, because it's supposed to have a worm, and you drink with the worm, and it's tasty. Mezcal comes from this plant called agave. And mezcal is made in a very traditional way. Below the earth, there is this kind of pineapple. You just cut the spines. You put in a hole these pineapples with fire. Those rocks are volcanic rocks in fire. They spend like 9 days cooking those pineapples. And at the end, they set the liquor in barrels. So you, at the end, will have mezcal. Also in Mexico, well, the mariachis, yes, they are great. They are very funny. But we have a lot of ways of dancing. Different clothes, different costumes, very colorful. Ladies have these amazing dresses. As you can see, the dances in Mexico are very different. We have different kind of music, as obviously we have the symphonic orchestra. And this lady, I think if you need to make a summary of Mexico, this lady is the one that represents all of Mexico. As you can see, people are very different all around Mexico, but this lady gathers together all the cultures together. It's called La Virgen de Guadalupe, Madre Tonante. And every December, in 11th and 12th of December, there is a huge conglomeration of people just for visit her. Of course, we have La Muerte, the death, La Flaca, La Pata de Hilos. It has 100 different names, and people love to dress as La Muerte because it's so beautiful, so colorful. So right now, people is getting ready for tonight's festivities. We are supposed to be dressing as La Muerte to celebrate. Obviously, we are going to celebrate in our homes because we cannot be outside because of coronavirus. But anyway, people dress pretty seriously and prepare the food. And this is a very special matter in here because we are talking about one of the most famous gastronomy in the world. Mexico has a lot of plates. This one is called pozole. And actually, there is one, that plate is in here in the offering. We have tacos. They are pretty famous. But in Mexico, tacos must be with a soft tortilla. If the tortilla is not soft, it's maybe because it's not real tacos. Tacos have tomato sauce, chili, onions, and lemon. We have sopes. It's a different kind of taco. We have also enchiladas. We have tacos de cochinita pibil from Yucatan. Papazules from Yucatan. Enfrijoladas from all around Mexico. Enchiladas. This is also enchiladas. Tamales. And I have a surprise for you guys. Well, this is a torta. This is like a pretty common food in Mexico City. But this is a surprise for India. You may say, that is gulab jamun. No, this is not gulab jamun. This is called in Mexico bunuelos. But you know what? Bunuelos and gulab jamun are the same recipe. The same ingredients, the same procedure. Everything is exactly the same. So maybe, as Sujit has said at the beginning of the presentation, I'm the lost brother of India. And maybe my ancestors, maybe Arjuna himself, have brought gulab jamun to Mexico. But in Mexico, we have 3 ways of making buñuelos. Buñuelos is your gulab jamun. So we have 3 shapes for gulab jamun. Balls, like a tortilla, and like a star. And I have in the offering one of those guys in the offering, because one of the people in here love it in life having buñuelos, gulab jamun. But the king of all the food in Mexico is this guy. It's a huge chili stuffed with meat. This chili has salty ingredients and sweet ingredients at the same time. It's hot and it's cold at the same time. And it resembles the Mexican flag. Inside, if you cut it, there is the stuff with meat, the inside of a cactus, and the nuts, raisins, everything there. It's the most amazing dish ever. It's my favorite one in the Mexican gastronomy. So let me see if at the end, I'm just sharing this to you guys. In the offering, we can make paintings with seeds. This one, La Muerte, it's made with beans, with rice, with lentils, with flowers. Offerings are very colorful, full of light. You must put a lot of flowers. You must spend some time with the offering. We just set colors, paper, food, drinks, lights, everything, so the offering is enjoyable. And there were like 4 or 5 years ago, they were filming this movie for 007 Spectre, I remember, James Bond movie, and they made this kind of carnival around Dia de Muertos. And after that, as Mexico once loved that carnival so much, every single 1st and 2nd of November, we have this kind of carnival in the main street in Mexico City called Reforma. So yeah, it's a colorful celebration. It's not to scare people, it's to enjoy spending good time with our beloved ones. So that will be it for my presentation, and I guess you guys have a lot of questions regarding these celebrations and these costumes.
Thank you so much, Victor. That was awesome. I mean, such a wonderful cultural exposure we got, and it's so pretty and so beautiful. And do you realize how you're making it difficult for your viewers, showing so many wonderful pictures of food when it is past dinner time here? And just imagine, you're just making us hungry and hungry. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I hope you've had your breakfast. Are you going to have the offerings?
Yes, I had breakfast, but don't you worry, I will do as hobbits does. I will have a second breakfast, and yeah, you can have. We're gonna have the bread of the dead as a second breakfast, and also I have set some coffee. So don't you worry, I'm not gonna disappear.
Okay, wonderful. So in India also, as I was saying, here in our part, we have the offerings and then we eat them also. So particularly, the Kumar Purnima that I wished everyone today, that is on the full moon night. And they make, offerings which are shaped like the moon also. But anyway, I will not talk more about Orissa, but this is to know more about Mexico for all. I think there were many questions which you have already answered. Like Rohan and Narayani wanted to know more about your country and the culture. You've already talked about that. Anishka had asked about how Halloween is celebrated in Mexico. I think you've already talked about the difference between Halloween and the Day of the Dead celebrations. But I think the origins are the same, right? The origins of both the festivals are similar.
Yes, actually, celebrating dead people comes from ever. And you in India have the Taj Mahal. That's a monument for the most beloved wife of that king that built the Taj Mahal. In Egypt, there are the pyramids. So every single town, every single people all around Earth have celebrate dead people. But in Mexico, it's pretty different because it's a celebration that is so lively. It's the liveliest celebration in Mexico. So, celebrating dead people, our beloved ones, it's common all around the world. Yeah.
I think that is. I think you also talked about. Amaya had wanted to know why is the Day of the Dead festival so grand in Mexico, but I think you've already talked about it. So I'm just if there's anything you want to add. That Shubhangi had also asked about that. Celebrating and what they do. Again, you've talked about that. Yatharth had this question of what do you like more, tacos or nachos? I think tacos, right? That's what you mentioned.
Yeah, tacos, because nacho is more like food that was developed in the border between Mexico and USA. But yeah, tacos. But for me, the best one is the bread of the dead. Is this little guy in here that I'm gonna have as a second breakfast. I love this one.
But you also mentioned the chili that is you really like, right?
And the huge chili that is this size, it's like this. Imagine my face and this chili stuff. And that for salty food is that one. Yeah. For sweet is the bread. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Nina had wanted to know what is the staple food? What is like the regular food of Mexico?
Tacos. Yes, torta and tacos are like the most common ones, and also the stews are and rice. We eat a lot of rice, a lot of beans. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and also the tortilla, which is like a roti, right? Like a bread.
Tacos have tortilla, and you are eating the stews or whatever with tortilla. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and. Beverages and food that Sai Shubham and Om Prakash had asked again, you talked about. If you take food out and the festival out, what would be the next most famous thing about Mexico? Of course, the festival, the Day of the Dead, I think I failed to mention, I thought you would. For those of you who have already seen the film Coco, you would have a connect with that. If you've not seen this movie, I would definitely recommend it. But yes, Victor.
Yeah, I will say Dia de Muertos, mariachis, beaches as Cancun and Acapulco, and La Virgen de Guadalupe. I show you the picture of this lady almost at the end before talking about the food. La Virgen de Guadalupe is also very famous as it has one of the most crowded peregrination from America. The biggest one is in La Meca, but I think the second one must be La Virgen de Guadalupe.
Mm-hmm. I think, Victor, did I miss that? Or did you talk about the olive ridley turtles in Mexico?
That's true. Thank you for reminding me. There's something I will show you these pictures. Yeah.
All of us, particularly in Orissa, we are very proud of the fact that we are one of the 3 major mass nesting sites of the olive ridley turtles in the world. And though olive ridley turtles do nest in other parts, but the mass nesting, in thousands, and we use a Spanish word for it, we call it the arribada or the arrival. And the Mexican coast is another place where sea turtles nest in huge numbers, mass nesting. Yes, Victor.
Yeah, we have this, the arribada, as you said, of the turtles. I don't know if I'm sharing the picture. This one was taken in Oaxaca when the arribada came. And let me see. There you are. I don't know if are you looking at the picture, but yeah, there are the olive ridley turtle.
No. Okay. Can we see the picture?
Yeah, there it is. There you are. This one is taken in Oaxaca. This turtle nests in a lot of places in the world, but there are 3 countries where the biggest nests are. One is India. The second one is Mexico in the Pacific Ocean. And the third one is Costa Rica. So the three biggest nests of the olive Ridley turtle are in India, Mexico, and Costa Rica. And as you can see, these are huge turtles. We need to take care of them because they are endangered by because people used to eat the eggs as they think they are aphrodisiac, but they are not. Actually, they have a lot of cholesterol. They are pretty bad for healthy, and we need to be aware of that because we are endangering these species as they are beautiful. And I remember when I was a kid, I loved to watch documentaries about the sea with this Jacques Cousteau. And every time the turtles came to the screen, I was very happy. I will say this is one of my very favorite animals in this planet, these turtles. So we need to take care of them because they are very amazing guys. They came from all along, like from prehistoric times. We need to take care of them. And this is a map where the turtle, there are like these red spots, but the biggest one are in India, Costa Rica, and Mexico. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Right. I think you talked a lot about the Mexican flag, the most beautiful flag. Yatharth wanted to know the meaning of the colors of the flag.
Yes. Red is for hope. White is purity. And red is for passion. It's kind of the same as like the Italian flag. I was hearing Giovanna's presentation, and yeah, we have this, kind of the same symbols in the flag. I will put it again. I will share it again. But in the middle of the flag, we have the there we are.
Green, red, and white.
Green. Oh, sorry. Green, red, and white. So the green is hope, white is purity, and red is passion. But in the center, we have this eagle eating a snake. That will be a story for storytelling at 9 season 2, as we have a lot of stories from the pre-Hispanic period, the Aztecs, the Mayas, and there is this amazing legend about this eagle eating the snake. So that story, I promise, I will share with you in season 2 of this amazing project.
Yes, we have to have season 2 and have Mexico once again. On that note, in fact, you mentioned the Mayas. So Nina wanted to know if Mayans still exist or if they're dead, and wanted to know more about Aborigines in,
Mayas, they exist. I will show you again the picture. Let me. There it is. Mayas, they exist already. Even nowadays, they are amazing people. They have the second best food in Mexico. So the first one is Oaxaca. The second one is from the Maya region, and yes, and it's they have pretty alive rituals. Actually, they celebrate Dia de Muertos since the last day of October, the 1st and 2nd of November. So yes, and the gastronomy of the Mayan region is amazing. Yes, and one of my very favorite books, it's called The Popol Vuh. This is the book, the Popol Vuh. It's the sacred book of the Mayas. So I like to tell this story. I really enjoy that.
And Victor, we have this Mayan legend in our library. Ninad, for you also, when the library reopens, you can check out this book, The Boy Who Wouldn't Obey. I hope you are someone who obeys. It is a Mayan legend. This book is there in the library.
Yeah, and I'll be, maybe some of the children have made this question. What's my favorite book? Well, I have like the most. I have three. So I have shown you the Popol book. This is the one of the books I have read the most. The second one is from Germany, Michael and the Momo. Also, I tell this story. I have performed this story, Momo. Michael Ende is the same writer of the Never-Ending Story. And number one, this book. I'm such a fan of Le Petit Prince. And this one is a pop-up book. Let me show you. Yeah, it's a pop-up book, and I think they have done amazing work. So yeah, this is one of my favorite books. And I will tell you something else. In my performances, I have read a lot of literature from India, and together with my wife, we tell the Betala Panchavimshatika. This is the Spanish version of that book. It's about a Betala and King Trivikramasena. The King Trivikramasena founds this Betala, but the king must honor his word. He must bring a dead corpse to a guy, and in the corpse is a Betala. That is a book that I have read a lot of times, and it talks about a lot of costumes in India.
You seem to have, like things to do with the dead, ghosts, and Vikram and Betal are the popular,
Yes, I know that Betals are like something serious in India. Yeah, but yeah, I know that. But yeah, it's funny. I have like more stories from all around the world, folk tales. But yeah, some of them are about death. Yeah,
that's right. In fact, there were questions about what you like from India, and by the way, the book that he mentioned, it's the Little Prince, what we call in English. Beautiful book. But I had never seen the pop-up version, Victor. The pop-up
I have
version.
a collection of Little Prince.
The one that you showed.
Every single country I visit, I just buy the edition of the Little Prince. I have it in a lot of languages, and it's like, but yeah, it's just such a beautiful work.
Yeah.
And let me. It has even the drawings. Yeah, there it is, and let me the King planet. So yeah, it's such a beautiful book. This one is the most beloved one I have, and as I told you, I have a lot of versions of it in Spanish, in French, in Italian, in Portuguese, in Sweden, and in Danish also. And yeah, this one is one of the beloved books in my library.
I can imagine.
Yes.
I can imagine. I feel so envious. But I don't know how famous this story is. This is also a story of the Alamo, which is there in our library. Someone had gifted it. But anyway, I think Shubhangi was asking about the religion of that most Mexicans follow. Now I'll say Mexicans.
Yes, it's like Catholicism, but there is a lot of Christians. There are people that follows Buddhism, Islam, and Mexico is it's a very interesting country because we have done this mixture between Catholicism and the religions, like pre-Hispanic religions. Actually, the offering is one. It's an example of that. Before the Spaniards came to Mexico, the offerings were like for the harvesting time. So now We have a mixture, the harvesting time. That's why there is food in the offering, with the tradition from Spain. So yeah, in the eastern part of Mexico, there are dances that are very pre-Hispanic, and they are linked with the Catholicism. So yeah, we in Mexico have this mixture of cultures, of religions, and I will say Mexico is very open to all these kind of manifestations. It's not like I have seen there are some parts in the world that they are always fighting which one is the best religion, but I will say in Mexico we are very open to all kind of manifestations regarding cultural affairs, religions, customs. Yeah.
Maybe it's because it is such a diverse country itself. Like you mentioned, I think there are more than 50 different peoples in Mexico.
Yeah, we are like 160 million people in Mexico, and in Mexico, 64 languages are spoken. The official one is Spanish, but people talk Maya, Nahuatl, Zapotec, Mije. There is a lot of languages all around the country.
So I think we don't have much time, very little, but there was this question about Spanish rule in Mexico. So when did that happen, and how long were the Spanish there in Mexico?
Okay, so the Aztec came to the center of Mexico 800 years ago. Then 500 years ago came the Spaniards. 300 they were here in La Nueva España for 300 years. So 200 years ago we started the independence war. Actually, this year we are about to celebrate 200 years of the end of the independence war next year. And 100 years ago, the revolution started, the revolution war. Maybe you, if you look for pictures, there are a lot of guys with sombreros and guns and like this in trains, because there was this movement to make things better in Mexico. So Spaniards came in 500 years ago.
Okay, so I think I'll take a last question.
Yes.
Sapita is asking, how now you were a software professional, and do you think that helps you in your storytelling?
Here in Mexico, we have workshops to help people start their path in storytelling. I have taken a lot of workshops. My very first workshop was in 2001. Then I take a second one, and the best way to be a professional storytelling is watching other tellers to perform, performing yourself, reading a lot, and enjoying while you are performing. That's pretty important. And in Mexico, the storytellers that have more time performing, we try to teach others the way of the storytelling. And what I will tell you something. I'm a software engineer. I was studying my bachelor long time ago. I do work with web pages and internet stuff and all that. It's part of a yin and a yang. So I'm a storyteller, but also I'm a software engineer, and I'm a cook. I studied. I made my studies on Italian cook for 16 years. So I combine those three professions together. The food that is in the ofrenda, I made it by myself. Even the schools, I will put this one pretty close to the camera. That one, I made it by myself. It says Bakul in the head, because we are supposed to write the name of our friends. And now Bakul Foundation and Sujit are part of our friends. So yeah, the web page is our web page. I made it by myself. The food, I made it by myself. So I'm combining the two professions right now.
Thank you so much. That was so touching that you included us, Bakul and me, in your celebration. And, this is an amazing day, the kind of immersion in culture that, it was like a dream. And today that dream has come true. So thank you very much, Victor, for making it possible. We'll have to end now. But before we end, which is the country that we are going to travel to next Saturday? Victor talked about carnivals. The carnival that they celebrate as part of the Day of the Dead, the spectacular procession, music, dance. But then this country that we are going to travel to next Saturday is like in India, we say Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola. So carnival Matlab this country. Which country is almost synonymous with the idea of a carnival, which is most famous for the carnivals. So that is the country we are going to travel to next Saturday. But then before that, tomorrow we again have storytelling in Odia, Robibar Gopabar. And as I mentioned, again on Tuesday, we have the Bakul Talks on the Nobel Prize winners. And so that's it for now. So I think, what should we say? Buenos noches? Victor, did I say it right?
Buenas noches. Subaratra.
Subaratri.
Subaratri.
Yes.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. Thank you so much. And see you till then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And as I said, please like, subscribe, and share. And leave a comment and share this video so that your friends can also have the same amazing exposure to Mexican culture and stories that Victor provided today. Bye.
Shubidaya.
In education, that we are trying to promote reading. As statistics say, if 50% children in grade 5 cannot read the textbook of grade 2, then what is really happening? That's because the basic skills of reading and writing is not there. So we thought that if we have to change this cynicism, then we need to demonstrate what is possible with small contributions. So that is the idea basically that Bakul is trying to demonstrate, what is possible entirely with volunteerism, entirely with small little contributions. We asked people to contribute books to set up a public library in Bhubaneswar, and a children's library was set up in Bhubaneswar, and now that children's library has become a general library, a public library with more than 20,000 books. So that is one of the major things. Another major area of intervention is environment, a lot of environmental education, but through films and through creative methods. So we have a traveling film festival on environment. We go to schools, colleges, apartments and screen films on environment, primarily on climate change and on issues of water and sanitation, two issues that we're working in. And at the libraries also, we conduct a lot of workshops on creativity. We all want the world to be a better place, and we have our own ideas of how it can be better. The thing is, can we all start in some small way towards addressing that? Can we say that in some small way, this world is the way I want it to be because I have done something about it?